Hey everybody, it's Wes. Yes, we're going to talk about Dead Rising again. This time we're going to talk about Dead Rising 5, which is the canceled Dead Rising game. I haven't seen a lot of people talk about it. I was looking for it, information on it yesterday because I realized I hadn't really read about it or looked into it or anything like that. A lot of the videos I make are really like speculation based and like theory based, and like I'm kind of anticipating this thing, and I don't want to spoil myself too much. I kind of want to let my imagination run wild. And they say anticipation is the purest form of pleasure, but I don't know if that's really true. It sounds good on paper though. Anyway, I thought what we might do is take a look at this website, which is the NDS portfolio. And I know this website's been up for years, so I guess it's okay for them to talk about this, but I haven't really seen a lot of videos about Dead Rising 5. I mean, I've seen some, but not like, I don't know, whatever, doesn't matter. Anyway, so we're going to take a look at the website. We're going to read through it and take a look at the footage that accompanies it. So Dead Rising 5, which was being created by Capcom Vancouver. This guy or gal was a technical level designer. Level designer worked further down. Worked with the Tech LD team and programmers to create the mission manager, spawn director, and the traversal system. Created environmental damage system and the loot container system. So the Dead Rising 5 was going to be more of like a looter. I don't want to say looter shooter, but like it was. There was things that you were kind of finding around the world, and it was a different take on like how you would attain items and things like that. So created and maintained various gems for level designers, traversal, enemy, weapon. Worked with artists to create a modular prefab building system for level designers. Worked with artists to solve streaming issues. Created enemy spawners, fence, trash can, vase, car trunk, cannon on the El Guapo boss fight, strike team for the camps level. So I don't know much about Dead Rising 5. What I do know is they were kind of leaning towards, from what I understand, a more like Souls-like ish type of situation. And I don't think that there's any audio. I think they're just like playing music. So I'm gonna mute that because I don't know if that's gonna cause any problems. And then I'll add some music in. So level design, lootable containers, proto. So Chuck is in his Case Zero outfit. This is supposed to take place after Dead Rising 2 and before Dead Rising 3, which there's like what, like a, I don't know how much time has passed. Katie's a little kid. I think she's like, I want to say she's like 9 or something, or maybe younger than that. I don't know. But it's like close to 10 years between 2 and 3, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, so this is Chuck wearing his Case Zero outfit, which doesn't really make any sense because this is potentially years after Case Zero, which takes place, I believe, a year or two before Dead Rising 2. So there's no reason why he would have this. It's cool that he has it. I love this shirt. I've been saying for years that I want to make some of these, and maybe sell them if I could, because like this is one of my favorite baseball shirts of all time. Like this, the design and the stripes and all that. I actually have shirts like this that are long sleeve, the black long sleeve and then the orange, whatever. Anyway, I've been trying to make them for years. I just keep getting sidetracked and I don't do it. But I do have the shirts, so I'm going to make some prototypes. and then I'll show you guys how it turns out. I do like how he looks. I think he looks really nice. I mean, I think it's definitely... Is that a different shirt? Remember? Oh, it says EJ Resin here. Okay, so it's the same. It's supposed to be the same thing. I do like the way he looks. I think he looks really cool. And he's got this little toolkit, which is cool. But he's got the chain, which we saw in 3, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So he's turning into the Chuck that we see at the end of 3. So he's going through a refrigerator or something and getting some food. And then going into a chest to get some more resources, hammer. So you're kind of rummaging through containers and stuff like that to try to like find stuff to survive, basically. I mean, I'm already, if I can say, like, I know that the development of Dead Rising 4 had a ridiculously short like development time, which is why the game was, you know, so poorly received. But this game like already looks like it was made by a completely different company. Like, I'm not getting any kind of Dead Rising 4 shenanigans. Maybe like, I don't know, maybe with the UI a little bit, but. So they just showcased the loot container system. So it says, in previous DR titles, loot was strewn all over the ground, making it difficult to tell what was important or useful. It was also extremely taxing on the resources, rendering it all out. This is my proposed solution, a loot container system that would allow us to contextualize different drops, clean up the environment, and free up some memory. Okay. So, I mean, a very level approach to limitations at the time. That's kind of weird, though, because like, the first and second and third game handled that really well. So, I mean, I guess it's they could focus on other things like atmosphere and level design and stuff like that, which is, I appreciate what they were trying to do. So traversal gem, I don't know what this is. A traversal gem for level design, a place designers could go to quickly. Grab a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 story prefab, traversal setup, learn about what makes the traversal nodes exist, and then test out any particular facet of the traversal system. So just like a, what do you call them, like a dev room or whatever. So you're just using it for testing purposes. Okay, so it looks like there's like a zip line mechanic, which that sounds pretty fun. Slide, duck under. Okay, that's pretty neat. Does it say brick pipe ladder? We got a storm coming in, so my video might get jacked up. I can't read some of that stuff. Climb. I don't know what that says. Vault, maybe? Yeah, vault. Does that say cable cross? So they're creating different ways like to traverse the environment, which that sounds awesome. So I guess that's supposed to be slide, not fiddle. Really, upgrading the level design and like interactivity with the world, which, I mean, that's great. I mean, that's something that chain swing, timing, stealth kill, Q2E. So the focus still is going to be on the zombies, but mega wall, okay, wall climbing, that's cool. Back jump, oh, wall jumping, that's cool. I mean, I'll give them credit, like if this was Dead Rising, if this was what they were trying to do with 4, and they had time to do it, I think they probably, I think, you know, history would have been a lot different, but I think that's great. I mean, that's very ambitious, and that's probably exactly what most successful companies would, you know, how they would approach making a sequel. Like, okay, we're going to amplify everything up, upgrade everything, you know, interactivity, and you know, make it more immersive. So, Dead Rising 5 unpublished, level designer Camps Hotel Barrio created the gray box levels for the barrio, hotels, camps, Mayan temple, and safe house. So that's the thing. I'm thinking, like, I think that this game was supposed to be where, like, Chuck and Katie go down to South America, and then they're battling out like the cartels and stuff like that. But then there's also zombies. So you're like there's the quote unquote psycho boss fights or whatever. But then there's also like gang members and all of the things that are usually present like in the later parts of Dead Rising games. It looks like it was everything was getting mixed in from the beginning, which sounds pretty interesting. Created combat encounters and implemented the mission events and narrative for hotel camps on the El Guapo boss fight strike team for the camps level. Camps, an early prototype of the jungle level with plenty of zombies to kill and several gang bases to raid, leading up to a final boss. I also created the fence spawners, bush spawners, and truck spawners tag for this level. The El Guapo boss fight was in the early phases, but you get the idea. Some crazy kind of drug lord with an electrified metal fake arm. What else do you need to know? So it looks like that's like a reference to possibly like Rhonda or something like that. That already looks great. I mean, it looks really nice. It looks like they had, you know. Oh, I guess these are people that didn't make it. Maybe. There's definitely like a different atmosphere. Zombies are looking good. I mean, it's just so frustrating. You know? It's just... Oh, man. So what is that? This is what I don't understand. Is this like a super zombie or something? Or like a... Because that is not a person. That's like an undead. It's got to be like some kind of weird spiritual super zombie or something. Which is neat. I mean, like, they're kind of leaning into some fantasy, which that's super interesting. And we got like a witch zombie or something. Lowering a bridge down. Got the cartel members here. We got an MP5. Look at you. And I love Uzis and I love MP5s. Those are like my favorite guns. Zambrano has a message for Bustias. Maybe you can help me send that message. Find them all, protect the archaeologist. I think the character design is it's doing a lot, and I'm appreciating it. I'll say that. That's for sure. You got the zip line deal. So it looks like level design. It looks good. It looks really nice. So it looks like the zombies are not. It's just kind of a mixture of everything. The zombies aren't everywhere, but they're still present. This is really. It looks like a almost looks like a robot or something. Oh, and then you got your boss fight, it looks like. Chuck dying. You know, I give Dead Rising 4 a lot of shit, but there were some things that were legitimately cool for a game. It just didn't really feel like, I don't know. It felt like what I always say is, because of the short development time, it felt like it was a game for a movie, and they had to like make something and put it together, and they just didn't have a lot of time. Like you saw that a lot with movie tie-in games back in the day, which is probably why they don't make them anymore, because they didn't sell very well. But I mean, some of them did, but it just seemed like that. Like it was just rush, rush, rush. You know, make it work, and it just I don't know, just wasn't firing on all cylinders. I don't know what that was about. So it was like an electricity mechanic. It's kind of interesting. Take a look at Chuck, actually. Good. That's a really good picture. I think the model works pretty well. The face is a little off, though, in my opinion. I mean, it is early. It's an early model, but I don't like that they cut the sleeves off. Like they should have had it. Like you could do that, but like have them, have like one be like a little longer, like maybe past the elbow, and then maybe like one a little longer than that, or something like that. I think that would have looked a lot better. Yeah, definitely. They were definitely doing a lot of interesting things. I'll give them that. Really trying to like find an art style and evolve the series. I mean, it's a shame that we never got it, but if the new Dead Rising sells well, which I have every reason to suspect that it will, I think that I think the future's going to be good. Definitely just want them to take their time with the remaster of 2. That's for sure. Interesting stuff, for sure. Hotel, early version of the Hotel Gray Box. Let's see what that's about. Hotel Santiago. Definitely a lot of solid work in the level design. Some interesting things for sure. Climbing across, coming in. So I can only assume that if Chuck was the character for 5, I can only assume that if they did 6, they probably would be like Annie/Katie and Nick or something like that, and then kind of close it out. But anything's possible now. I mean, we got the first one coming back, and then for sure, I'll bet we get the second one. I would imagine if they got through the first one, it comes out, it does well, they announce they're working on the second one. I probably would say that the second one would definitely sell even better than the first one because it's got co-op, and you know they could add more stuff to that and really tighten up everything, and I think people will go nuts over that. It's definitely some cool stuff, man. I mean, it's a shame. You gotta appreciate good level design. I mean, that's probably what kind of drew me into Dark Souls, but also, you know, has me going back every once in a while. That's one game I feel like, you know, the remake is inevitable for that. Like, there's no way that's not going to happen at some point. It's too iconic. It's good stuff, man. Really good stuff. Alright, let's move on to the Barrio. First gray box I worked on at Capcom based off an actual section of a town in Mexico that I've already forgotten the name. Oh my. Oh, got a new logo there. That's always cool, like when you know, if I could go back in time, I would probably figure out how to get a degree in level design, get a job doing that, because I actually used to build hospitals in 3D for an architecture company, and it was probably like one of the earlier jobs that I had, but like a lot of the stuff I did was like 2D top-down blueprints and stuff like that in CAD. But when they were like, "Hey, you know 3D. You want to build the hospitals in 3D so people can actually like see everything?" And I was just like, "Oh my god!" Like, you know, that was when I was really starting to get into like game development, and not just like doing it myself, but just like getting into modding and stuff like that. That's also kind of what makes me want to make my own game one day. I just haven't really figured out what I want to do. Oh, it's a motorcycle. Cool. I think it would be cool, like, I want to do like I think I'm more tied to like fantasy than anything, like having like a third person action game, you know, with colorful characters and things like that. Like, not necessarily like an open world, create your own character situation, but like have characters you can collect and unlock and stuff like that. I think that could be fun. You don't really see games like that much anymore. Looks nice, man. Dia de los Muertos. Barrio 2.0, evolution of the space.
Machiavellianism.
Oops. Tupac is definitely gonna get me copyright strike. I wonder what. So what I was going to say earlier was I wonder what town it was, because there's nothing cooler than like playing a game, you know, that's based off of somewhere real. And it's so strange because like I played the Monkey Island games every once in a while because I love going back to those old click and point adventures. That's kind of what the game I wanted to make was originally. I was originally planning to do, but I don't know. I kind of can't make up my mind. But anyway, there's nothing cooler than like Monkey Island. The the first level island is based off a real place. I can't remember where it is, but I've started to see like people posting that they would actually take their vacations and go to that location, and it looks so similar to how it looks in the game. It's just really neat to like get immersed in something, and then somebody's like, "Hey, do you know what? Does this look familiar? You know, this is a real place." That's a really nice map. I'll go back real quick. Look at that. That big shot. I don't know. Is this supposed to be Chuck or something? Maybe there's like different hairstyles you can get. It's a pretty big map. Like it looks like they were going to be super ambitious, and like there would be different places you would travel to, that's super cool, man. I mean, you know, or maybe like you could travel in between places and different maps, and like, you know, go to different areas whenever you wanted. That'd be super cool, man. Like I think, you know, people have been talking about that for a long time. So it looks like he also worked on, his name's Nick. Gears 5 and Max Payne 3. I recently, in the last year, finally played Max Payne 3 to completion, man. And I'm telling you, like, I could not stop playing that game. It was so good. But anyway, I'm gonna add some music to this. This looks really cool. Like, I'm glad that I finally sat down and watched it. I really appreciate all the work that went into this. And looks like they're still working. So God bless them, you know? I mean, Dead Rising's coming back. It's good stuff. So, thanks everybody for watching. I hope you liked that. And I got some other stuff I'm digging up that I want to talk about, but I thought this could be fun. So I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.